Healthy at Home with Bobbi Janzen.
Hi everyone, and thanks for joining in. Today we are going to focus a little bit on throwing things. Not at people, and don't be throwing your dishes, but what we're going to do is use some exercise techniques to help you reduce stress. So we are going to lead you through a warm-up, head on into the exercise, cool you down with some nice stretches, and then don't forget that we're going to have an interview section at the end with some health and wellness tips. So when it comes to throwing things, if I've had a particularly tough day or I've got some stuff going on, I like to use a slam ball. That is not for everyone, and what that is it's a heavy weighted ball that does not bounce, or think of it a big bean bag. So we're going to mimic some of these movements, and it's going to work the arms, shoulders, the core, and it can just kind of take out that stressful feeling. You can imagine it's just something that you just, all the day's problems or worries, and you're just throwing them down on the ground and they're disappearing. So it's one way to reduce stress, and sometimes I like to put on some really loud music when I'm doing that. So make sure you're not holding your breath when you're doing these exercises. What I'd like you to do is find a nice open space. Make sure it's free of people and pets, any objects that could get in your way. Grab your water. I am not wearing shoes today, but feel free to wear shoes. And as always, with every exercise we provide, I'm going to also give you a seated option, so feel free to choose what works best for you. Now, for the first exercise in our warm-up, it can be used as an exercise on its own. And this is one of the ones we're going to focus on, throwing. So when you throw anything, or pretend to throw as we're going to do, make sure your core is engaged. Those are your abdominal muscles. So if I were to come and poke you right in the belly, imagine just firming those muscles up so that you support your spine and we're not getting any injuries or any discomfort in the back. So I want you to imagine now all of these exercises in this warm-up can be done standing or seated. I'm going to start standing. So imagine you have a really heavy ball or a really big beanbag, or any object that you feel you would like to throw. I'm holding it at chest height. My elbows are bent in at my sides. Now I want you to raise it up above your head and imagine you were throwing it down at the ground. Okay? Now you can let your body move with you. I'm going to bring that ball or that beanbag back into my chest, arms up overhead, and slam it down to the ground. So I had a slight hinge in the hips there, letting my body kind of move with me. Grab that ball. We're not going to reach down to the ground to pick it up. You're just going to pretend you've got it again. Bring it into your chest, reach it up, slam it down. Bring it into the chest, reach it up, slam it down. We're going to do this 3 more times, and let's see if you can get a little bit angry with it. Reach it up as I'm smiling and laughing, and slam it down. 2 more. In, reach it up all the way to the sky, slam it down to the floor, reach it in. Last one, reach it up and slam it down. Now you can see how that could be a little bit therapeutic. So we're going to do that same exercise, but we are going to focus on throwing it to the side. We're going to go to the left side and then to the right side. This will also warm up your core. And if you were to use something like a slam ball, remember those do not bounce, otherwise you're going to catch it in the nose. It will help develop your core. Okay, so we're going to bring that ball into the chest. Your elbows are bent, seated or standing. Reach it up to the sky. Now, if your shoulders don't have as much mobility, just as high as is comfortable. Now I'm going to rotate slightly to my left and imagine throwing that ball onto the ground on the left side of me. And bring those arms down towards the left. Throw that ball. Imagine just bringing that ball into the chest, arms up and to the right. And up and to the left. You can bring that ball into the chest and reset. Up and down to the right. Bring that ball into the chest, arms up to the sky, down to the left. In, up, down to the right. In, up, and down to the left. Shake it out. My arms feel a lot warmer. My upper back feels looser. And if you were taking out any frustration, sometimes that can help. So we're going to move into some arm circles. These arms are starting to feel nice and warm. So standing or seated, have your arms down at your sides. Palms are facing your thighs. The inside of your thighs are facing each other. Now take your arms straight out of the shoulder joints. You're raising them up, straight out to the sides. Your palms are facing down. Tighten the shoulders and the neck. Let's just lower those arms a couple inches to where you feel less tension. Now you're going to make circles with your arms, with your hands. So as one unit, just imagine making circles. It does not matter which way because we are going to do the opposite. Okay, so just small circles. And around, around, around. So go at your own speed, but you want to feel it getting warm. Now we're going to reverse direction. And if you get mixed up, it's okay. Sometimes I forget which direction I've gone. And release those arms. You're going to put your hands on your thighs. Now we're going to arch our back like a cat, standing or seated. Your back is going to make a C. So think of arching your shoulders forward, your head and neck follow, and push into the thighs, getting a stretch in that upper back. And back to what we call a neutral or straight position. We're going to do this 2 more times. Arching that back, it's like a C or an angry cat. Shoulders are rounding forward. You're rounding that back forward. Back to center. And 1 more. Rounding. And release. So you can go ahead and grab a drink of water, and we will head into the exercises after the break.
Get ready to exercise healthy at home with Bobbi Janzen. We'll be right back. Let's exercise healthy at home with Bobbi Janzen is back.
All right, we're going to start off with an exercise that I really like. It is a lunge, and it works the legs, the lower body, the core, the glutes, or a nice seated option being we're going to do an arm raise. We're going to do it slightly differently, and it can be done standing or seated. So I'm going to run through that one with you first. So standing or sitting, you're going to have your arms at your sides. You're going to raise them straight out in front of you, out of the shoulder joints. Now I want you to turn your arms so your palms are facing the sky. Do not go any higher than shoulder level. Now, if you want to use weights for this one, you can. Now I'm going to make gentle fists, and I'm going to lower my arms back down to my sides, keeping my forearms facing forward. And raise them up. Think of using the resistance of the air. It's like oatmeal. You're working through something. So there's your alternative for the lunge. Now I'm going to head on and explain the lunge. So if you want to get started with those front arm raises, you are welcome to. I'm going to turn to the side just so I have some more room on my mat. Now, standing nice and tall, your legs are hip distance apart. To do that check, you place your hands on the outside of your upper thighs and just slide them down to see if your legs are slightly wider than hip distance. Now, I'm going to take my right foot, and I'm going to take this is going to depend on your flexibility here and how tight your legs are. I'm going to take a fairly big step forward. Okay. If you feel like you're already losing balance, you're going to just shorten up that step. So take less of a big step. So my right foot is facing forward, and now my back foot, I'm going to go onto the ball of the back foot. So I'm my legs are kind of in a triangle shape. Now, if you need to have a chair beside you, or you want to do this next to the wall, you are welcome to. Just don't do this facing the wall because you're going to bend that front knee. Now we're going to stay nice and tall with the upper body, bend the front knee, and lowering our hips down. So as we do this, I just have to back up my back foot a little bit. I have long legs. I'm bending my front leg, which is my right leg, to 90 degrees. Now, how to know if it's at 90 degrees? Place your hand on top of your thigh. Now, if it feels like a tabletop, you're in the right position. If it's too tough to go any lower, that's okay. Whoa, I'm gonna lose my balance here. So this is a common thing if you need something to hang on to. Now, my back knee can be bent slightly. Now this should start to feel slightly uncomfortable. Make sure that upper body is upright, and then you're going to straighten both legs, and you're going to lower back down. Your knee never goes over the toes, and keep going. And if you're working the upper arms, do about a set of 8, take a break, and go into it again. So in lunging, and down, and up, and down, and up, and down, and up, and down. Now I'm going to switch sides. So I'm going to step back to that neutral position. One side is going to be worse than the other. Less balance. That's kind of how we're structured. So if you're working those arms, doing the seated position, give them a shake. Okay, so you want to do about 3 sets is what you're aiming for those arms. Now I'm going to step that left foot forward. Nice big step. I'm going to go onto the ball of that back foot. So that's kind of that big toe. Behind your big toe is a big joint there. You're going to feel kind of that lump under the foot. I'm going to bend the front knee, Lower down, my upper body is nice and straight, so think of your hips coming straight down. I'm gonna slightly bend that back knee. Do that check to see if my front leg is at 90 or close to, and rise back up. And lower, and up, and lower, and up, and lower, and up. And we're gonna go for one more, and lower, and up. So those of you that are working your arms, if you've gotten through those 3 sets, you can take a break, shake them out. Okay, so I'm gonna step my right foot forward, so come back to neutral, my standing position. Right foot comes forward. I'm gonna go onto the ball of that back foot, so I've got a fairly nice wide stance, depending on your balance. Bend that front knee to 90 as I lower my hips down, my upper body is straight, and rise up. And if you wanna jump back into those upper arms, you can. And lower and up, lower and up. And 3, rise up, lower for 2, rise up, and lower for 1, rise up. I'm gonna do one more set on each side. You can move nice and slow. Back to that neutral position, step that left foot forward. Feel free to adjust your stance if it's not wide enough. Bring it back a little wider. The ball of that back foot, do not hinge forward. Chest is upright, bend that front knee to 90, drop those hips down, and rise up, and down, and up, and down, and up. You got 3 more. Down, and up, down, and up. One more. Down, and up, and step it back to neutral. Shake it out. Right foot comes forward. I'm gonna go onto the ball of that back foot. Bend that front knee to 90 as I lower my hips down, my upper body is straight, and rise back up. And lower, and up, lower, and up. And 3, rise up, lower for 2, rise up, and lower for 1, rise up, and step it back to neutral. Shake it out. Now, I don't know about you, my steady side seems to be my left leg in front, so kind of notice which side has the more balance and which side is a little bit stronger. We are gonna go into some modified burpees. Modified because you get to pick, I like to say pick your poison when it comes to burpees. This is in that throwing scheme of exercises. So we get to have a little fun, and often I crank up the music for burpees. So thinking of that warm-up exercise from the beginning where you threw the ball, you're gonna take, if you're doing this seated or you can do this standing, this is the upper body portion of a burpee. Imagine you have that ball, reach your arms up to the sky, way up. You can point your fingers, you can hold that ball, bend your elbows, bring the ball down to your chest, and you can throw it down to the ground. And if you want to add a knee bend, you can. Hands back to the chest with that ball, reach up to the sky. There is the upper body portion of your burpee. You can stay there, we can step it up. Now, if you want to add more challenge, we're going to use that same motion. Hands into the chest, up to the sky, into the chest. I'm going to hinge at the hips and take my fingertips down towards the ground. So I got a nice flat back, and if you don't touch the ground, that's okay. Then bring your hands back to the chest and doing that upper portion of the burpee as you stand, arms straight up to the sky. So you can do that, and you're adding a bit of a bend. So I'm going to take it one more step. So begin what works for your burpees for you, because we want to try and get 3 sets of 8 in ideally. You're going to have a head start compared to me. So I've got that pretend ball. I'm bringing it into my chest, up to the sky, into the chest, down to the ground. I'm touching the ground with my fingertips. I'm going to walk my feet out. So I'm in a plank position, so nice and long, and bring my knees down onto the mat. My hands are beneath my shoulders. My fingertips are pointing away from me in front, towards the front. I'm going to curl those toes under, carefully stand back up. Imagine I've picked up that ball, bring it back to the chest, up to the sky, back to the chest, and take a break. So you can stick with any of those versions for your last set, or I'm going to go into a full speed burpee where you're going to see me do the upper part of the burpee, Combine it with a downwards touch to the ground and extend out to a full plank. So instead of my knees being on the floor, my legs are going to be out in front of me with my toes curled under. So pick your variation or join me, and we're going to do a full set of whichever style of burpees you like. Feel free to crank up your music, and here we go. So think of that ball coming into your chest, reach it up to the sky, bend your elbows, bring that ball back down to the chest. I'm coming down to the floor, so I'm going to hinge at the hips, bring my fingers down to the floor, or the ball down to the floor. My fingertips are touching the floor. I'm going to take my legs straight out behind me, and I'm in a full push-up or plank position. Okay, so you don't want your bum in the air. Now I'm going to step my feet back in towards my hands to come to standing. Grab that ball, bring it into your chest, arms up to the sky. Now I'm simply going to speed this up. You need to keep your core tight. We're going to go for about 4, because if your core is not tight, your back will feel this. All right, so ball to the chest, down to the ground, hop it out to that plank position, hop it in, ball to the chest, arms to the sky. Ball to the chest, hands to the ground, hop it out, hop or step it in, ball to the chest, arms to the sky, 2 more. Bring it down to the chest, hinge down to the floor, hands on the floor, step or jump, out to plank, step or jump back in, back to standing, ball to the chest, to the sky, and I think I got 1 more. Ball to the chest, take your hands down to the ground, hop or step it out, hop or step it in. Imagine grabbing that ball, bringing it into the chest, and up to the sky. Good job. Grab a drink of water. Whew. It's warm in here now. So that one I really like to have that loud music, and it helps me get out any extra energy that I might have. And people like to tell me how much they hate burpees. So we're going to take it down a notch. We're going to go into, while I catch my breath, calf raises. So we have an alternative to calf raises for you if you have any ankle and knee issues, or there's a little bit less mobility and you want to try upper arms. We are going to go for side raises. So you can grab dumbbells, your hands are straight at your side. So I'm going to demonstrate this standing, but you can do it seated. Hands at your sides, palm facing in. I'm going to make loose fists or grab my dumbbells. I'm going to raise my arms straight out to the sides, no higher than shoulder distance or shoulder height, and bring them back down. 3 sets of 8 to 10 maximum. Okay, calf raises. I'm going to, for me, I have a little bit less balance, so I'll probably be wobbly. This comes with my changing vision, so if you want to have some support, you'd have a chair in front of you with the back facing you, so you can put your fingertips on the top of the back of that chair. Otherwise, you want the side of your body next to the wall. Okay, and you're going to rise up onto the balls of the feet, like we talked about before, and lower back down. Your arms can be wherever is comfortable. I've kind of got my hands clasped by my chest. Rise up, lower down. Rise up, lower down, rise up, lower down, and keep working those arms. And lower down. 2 more. Lower down and up. Okay, so we're going to head into set number 2 of these calf raises or your side raises. So same thing as before. Okay, posture is key. So thinking of your abdominals, your back being nice and tall, your head being in line with your spine. Relax your shoulders down your back, or if you want to clasp your hands if you're doing this standing calf raises. Otherwise, make sure you either grab your dumbbells or make those fists for those arm side raises. So I'm going to rise up onto the balls of my feet and lower back down to a flat foot, rising up. Use support if you need. Lower down, rise up, lower down. You can take your arms out to the side if that helps with your balance. Rise up, lower down, rise up, lower down. We got 4 more. And up, and down, and 3, and down. Rise up for 2, and down. And last one, and down. So if you're working those arms or working those legs, you can shake it out. Do not shake out your arms holding the dumbbells. Place them on your lap or on a surface before you shake them out so nothing goes flying. So we're going to vary the speed for both exercises, either the side raises or the calf raises, so you can see the difference that the speed and control of an exercise has. So we are going to rise up slowly, or do your arm raises a little bit slower and slowly lower them back down. Same with these calf raises. So rise up, go nice and slow up onto the balls of the feet, and slow and with control, lower down. Ooh, I feel that a lot more. Rising up, slow, lower down, slow. Make sure you're breathing. Rise up slow, lower down slow. Here we go again, and up and down. You're halfway through your set. This is, I find it a lot tougher. And rising up, nice and slow with control, back down, and we have 3 left. Rising up, lowering down, rising up, slow, lower down, and 1 more with control. Your muscles might be getting tired. Rising up and lowering down. Okay, let's try for 1 more set of 8 during the break, and I'll have more exercises coming up.
Keep moving. Healthy at Home with Bobbi Janzen will be right back. Back to the exercises on Healthy at Home with Bobbi Janzen.
So for my seated exercises that we've done, I've kind of prepped you for what's coming next, and it can be done seated or standing. So this is an exercise that looks like the letter T. So if I'm going to be standing, my legs are hip distance apart. I'm going to do that check like I did earlier, placing my hands on the outside of my thighs, running them down to make sure my legs are about hip distance apart. So it's going to feel comfortable. If you're too wide or too narrow, it's not going to feel very good on the low back. Your posture is nice and tall, shoulders down the back. Okay, and where is your chin? Sometimes our chin likes to come forward. I'm very guilty for that. So I'm just gonna bring it back an inch so it's in line with my spine. You can use dumbbells or not. And like I said, seated or standing. My arms are at the sides, palms facing in. I'm gonna raise them straight out of the shoulder joint in front. I'm gonna turn my arms so my palms are facing the ground and they're straight out in front. Now I'm gonna make loose fists, or this is where I've already grabbed my dumbbells prior. I'm going to open my arms straight out to the sides without changing my back. So bringing those arms open straight out to the sides, no higher than shoulder distance, and lowering them down to my sides. I'm going to bring them back in front, raising them up in front, straight out of the shoulders, open to the side, straight out of the shoulders, and lowering them down. Back to the front, bring them straight up out of those shoulders, open to the sides and down, back to the front, raising up straight out of the shoulders, opening like the letter T, lowering down. And again, we got 4 more. To the front, bring them straight up and open and down. And for 3, we're gonna bring them in front, straight up, open and down, bringing them in front, straight up, open and down. Now, if you have lots of issues in through the shoulders and that is too much and you are using weights, you're just simply going to put the weights down. You can use less of a range of motion at any time, and we never want to throw through a movement, so no quick movements. You want to do it with slow and with control. So let's repeat that again for set number 2. So I've got my hands down at my sides. I'm going to bring them straight out in front. I'm going to start with my palms facing down because I'm already prepped for this movement. I'm going to make my hands into loose fists, or I'm going to use very light dumbbells. So 1, 2, 3 pounds, no heavier. Bring them open to the sides, straight out into a T and down to your sides. Bring them in front, bring them straight up, open, down, nice and controlled. To the front, straight up. It's almost like a circle. To the sides and down in a sense. To the front, straight up, open to the sides and down. We're going to go for 3 more. Bring them to the front, straight up, open to the sides and down. Now, if you've been holding on to weights, like I said, I often recommend you just set them down so you can shake out the hands if you want. And when we pick up weights, we never drop our head lower than our heart. We always hinge to pick up our weights. So we're going to do 2 more sets of this same exercise, but I want to reverse the movement. If you get lost, that's okay. it's a little bit tricky to pick up on the reverse, at least for me. I find the reverse of everything, so it's really good for our brains too, to reverse a movement. So I'm going to start standing or seated, whatever works for you. Hands at my sides, palms facing the outside of my thighs. So from here, you're going to keep them facing there. And if you are grabbing dumbbells, you can go ahead. I'm going to make fists. I'm going to raise them straight out to the sides first. So in our last movement, we brought them to the front and straight out the front. We're going to come straight up out to the side. Then we're going to bring them in front of us. Think of your hands almost, your fists almost meeting in the middle. Your arms are straight in front. Then you're going to lower them down. You're going to take them to the sides, straight up out to the sides, bring them to meet in the center. Imagine the ends of dumbbells meeting in the center and lower down. So it's still that T exercise. It's in reverse motion. Take them to the sides, straight up out to the sides, in front and down. Take them to the sides, straight up out of the sides, front and down. We've got 2 more here. Take them to the sides, straight up out of the sides. So you're raising them up, you're bringing them in front of you and lowering down. So you can feel free to shake them out here. I'm going to go ahead and pick up some dumbbells to demonstrate this exercise and just to kick this up just a little bit for me. My shoulders are an area that I have struggled with just with overuse exercises, and I find I have to train both my shoulders and my back to support that shoulder joint and to keep them healthy, because having 2 dogs, a retired service dog and a rescue dog, and walking them and all kinds of motion with my cane, there can be overuse injury, and I definitely have one shoulder that is tighter than the other, so I try and keep my shoulders and the supporting muscles of the back strong. So I've got my dumbbells, my arms are to the sides. I'm going to raise them straight up out to the sides. Now if this is too much tension, you're going to drop it an inch or 2 like I said. Now I'm going to bring them in front and lower down to the side, bring them straight up to the front to meet and lower down. Now I have one arm that raises a little higher than the other. If you have that too, don't worry, that's just fine. You can keep them at a height where they're equal if that's easier for you. Now I'm going to raise it out to the sides, to the front and down. Make sure you're breathing nice and deep. To the sides, straight out, to the front and down. We have 4 left. Taking it to the sides, straight up out to the sides, bring them around to the front and down. Take it to the sides, straight up out to the sides, bring it to the front and down, and we have 1 left. To the sides, bring them straight out and to the front and down. So I'm going to set these weights down, and I did talk about technique on how to do that. It needs to be done properly to prevent injury. I'm going to hinge at my hips, and I'm not going to drop my head lower than my heart. So I'm going to bend the knees, bend at the waist, and I'm going to just gently set these down. That way you don't get dizzy and fall over. So I was talking about how the back and the shoulder are connected. If we are just strong on one part of the body, it doesn't help prevent injuries throughout. It has to be, we're connected. Every part of our muscular and skeletal system are connected. I think of that head bones connected to that song. So we are connected. So if we just strengthen one part of our body, we still can suffer overuse as there's weakness in another. So with the particular shoulder injury I have, or keeping your shoulders strong, whether you are a cane user or a wheelchair user and you're doing you're getting around all over the place like me, I'm all over the neighborhood. You're gonna wanna keep not just the front of your shoulder strong and the back of your shoulder strong, but your back. So we're gonna work on an exercise that targets both the chest and the back, and it can be done seated or standing. And if it can be done with weights or without, I'm gonna do this without weights today. So I'm standing nice and tall, or you can be seated. I'm gonna take my hands down at my sides. This time, I'm gonna rotate my arms so that my palms are facing behind me. Often when people do this exercise, they tend to bend. So what we're gonna do is press our arms behind us. So press them straight back and bring them back to starting. Press back. You're gonna feel that in the back and the chest. Bring them back to starting. And back, and in, and back, and in, and back, and in, and back, and in, and we're gonna go for one more. And back, and in. So you can do 3 sets of 8 of those. You can also use that as a stretch. So make sure you grab a drink and join us to cool down after the break.
Keep moving, healthy at home with Bobbi Janzen. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Healthy at Home with Bobbi Janzen.
After we've worked those muscles of the shoulder and the back, we want to stretch them out as well. And why not get a little bit of stretch in the abdominals too, just because it feels good. So these stretches that I'm going to show you can be done seated or standing to start. I am sitting on my mat cross-legged, but whether you're sitting in a chair or on the ground, you want to have a nice tall posture, shoulders down the back. I'm going to take my arms, they're at my sides, palms are facing my thighs. I'm going to take them straight out in the front of me. My palms are facing each other about shoulder width or distance apart. I'm going to open them straight out to the side. And if you want to open them a little bit further back so you get a better stretch in the chest, by all means. Now I'm going to let my left arm go down to my thigh, the arm of the chair or the floor. My right arm is going to come straight up to the ceiling, straight up to the sky, and I'm going to reach over towards my left. My body's going to follow. Arm is straight. Imagine reaching through your fingertips, back, straight up to a nice tall posture. Open that right arm open to the right. Raise your left arm to the left. Drop your right hand down. Left arm comes up towards the sky, and you're going to reach over towards the right. Getting a good stretch in the right side of the body. Only go as far as is comfortable. Back up to center. Take that left arm open. So we're opening both arms. Drop the left hand. Right arm up and over. Big stretch. Back up to center. Open that right arm. Left arm comes open. Right arm down. Up and over. Getting that good stretch. We're back to center. I'm going to drop that left arm open, bring my right arm open straight up out of the sides. They're both open, and just take that nice stretch through the chest. So if I want to open them slightly behind me, so nice and wide, getting that stretch in the shoulders, the chest, and the back, and relax your hands. So I'm just going to roll my shoulders a little bit, get some movement going. Now we're going to work on stretching the upper back and opening the chest. In a combination exercise, it can be done standing, seated. I've done this in the office. I might get some strange looks, but that's okay because it feels really good. You're going to place your palms on your lap. Now I want you to think of still, even though we're stretching, still engage that core. So still have it nice and tight. I'm going to press into my palms that are on my thighs, and I'm going to round my upper back, not my whole back, my upper back, rolling my shoulders forward, tucking my chin down. Getting a good stretch here. Make sure you can still breathe. If your chin is tucked too far, that gets tough to do. Now come straight up. So you're bringing yourself nice and tall, and I'm pressing into the palms again. I'm going to arch back. So reversing that, bringing your chest forward. And back to center. Arch forward. And back to center. And press back. And we never want to drop that chin back. And back to center. You can go ahead and shake that out. And remember, that stretch can go anywhere with you. So stay moving, stay motivated, and stay with us for some health and wellness tips after the break.
Healthy at Home with Bobbi Janzen. We'll be right back. We're back with health and wellness tips on Healthy at Home with Bobbi Janzen.
Hi everyone. I'm here with you to talk about shoes today. Not only are they one of my favorite things, there's nothing like the smell of new shoes and the fit of a good pair of shoes, but they also make a difference in your overall health and wellness and how you feel and get around each and every day. So I am here with Harvey Weber and Donna Gallus to talk all things shoes. So Harvey, tell me, what is the number one thing that when you have someone come in and they're looking for a new shoe, what is the biggest question you get?
What people do is they want to know what shoe is best for them. And what it comes down to is their foot and the shape of their foot, the height of their arch. And what we do is we measure and take some measurements of their feet to help them get the best shoe for the healthiest fit.
Well, that being said, what's the flip side of that? What is the biggest misconception people have when they come in and they're looking for a shoe?
So many people feel their foot size doesn't change. They walk into a store, they come up to someone and they say, get me a size 7. And what they don't realize is that over time, their feet can change, especially as they age. If they've had children, their feet are going to change. And what they do is they don't get measured. And what we try to do is we try to get the best measurement of their foot so we can get them the best shoe.
Do I have to be a runner to come in and look for new shoes, or is it for all different types of activities? What could you help me with?
That's a really good question. A lot of people, they feel, oh, running shoes are only for runners, but running shoes are sometimes the best shoes to wear in an everyday situation, just because of the comfort of the shoe and the lightness of the shoe. If we find people have a shoe that doesn't fit as well, they're less active. They don't want to go out for walks. They have more difficulty at the end of the day at the work day because their feet are hurting. And a lot of times why their foot is hurting is because the shoe doesn't fit at all. It's so important to get that exact fit and to have them as comfortable as they can in that shoe.
So would that help with things like injury prevention if I'm working out, or just in my everyday life? Is that going to aid with helping me stay healthy overall?
Oh, unbelievably. Where people come in with an injury or a problem, could be from their shoe. It's the shoe that they've had in the past. It could be the shoe is worn out. They don't realize that, after a period of time, the shoe doesn't stand up over time. Most shoes can last 6 months to a year. Some shoes can last a bit longer, but what we do is usually we give an estimate for most people would be about a year. They should come in each year and be resized, take a look at their shoe, see if the shoe has worn out. Visibly, it might not look worn out, but what happens is the foam breaks down over time. And when you think of a person walking, running, even standing at work, that shoe is put under a lot of pressure over and over again, and it'll eventually wear out. It's a product that, is made to be comfortable, but again, it may not last as long as the customer thinks it does.
Wow. Well, that seems like a really big deal. I know some people that they don't change their shoes that often. Oh no. So I do a lot of different things. Yeah. I do like to walk with my guide dog, or right now it's my cane as my guide dog is retiring. Oh. I do run. I'm in the office a lot. Do I need different types of shoes for each different activity?
Well, what we try to do is, what we suggest is have a shoe that's your active shoe. So you would use that just for when you're active. And it could be a walking program, it could be a jogging program, it could be going to the gym, it could be something at home. So have a shoe designated for just that purpose. Then have a shoe that would be your everyday shoe. Because what happens is that wearing the same shoe all the time, first of all, it'll break down the shoe faster. But what happens is, it's also kind of, when you put on that shoe, that active shoe, it tells your body, this is now my chance to be active. And it kind of makes that person more motivated. And yeah, you're kind of like, oh, it's my time to do my workout. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna put this shoe on, I'm gonna do, my 15-minute walk on the treadmill. So that's something that's super important.
I'm hoping you can help me with this a little bit. Can you speak about wheelchair users and proper fit? Because shoes aren't just for runners.
They're not just for runners. A lot of people that have mobility issues or use wheelchairs at times, they need to have that proper fitting shoe so that when whatever they're doing, they got to be able to, if they walk or do a little bit of walking, a little bit of standing, they got to have that stability in their, for their activity that they're doing. Even if it's sitting in the wheelchair, they got to be able to be fitted right so that the body's proportioned properly. And also for the easy on, easy off sort of thing. So we do suggest, different types of Velcro type shoes, or we have shoes that have zippers to make it easy so that they have a little bit more independence and that they can get the shoes on themselves and not have to rely on somebody else to put their shoes on them.
I love this because not everybody is going to love laces, and it's not going to work for every person. Now, this isn't just for the wearer of the shoes. The fit also helps with caregivers. Is that correct?
It does. It makes it a little easier for some people that can't get their shoes on, to where a caregiver doesn't have to struggle at times, because depending on the flexibility and everything like that, with their feet, it's easy to put the shoe on, whether, you know, like I said, whether it's Velcro or zipper, it depends all on their needs, but it's easy, makes life easier on everybody to be able to, you know, and this way, the person that's using those type of shoes, they have a little bit of independence. They feel good.
They're going to feel good,
They look
yeah.
nice too. Most of them, they look good too. So it's like, you know.
So zippers, these are all different things, and I'm quite excited about this. Can you tell me a little bit about the different type of closures shoes can have?
One closure that we have here, we've got a zipper shoe. So it's just very easy on. It just opens right up, and the foot just sort of sits right down into it.
Do you mind if I touch this? I'm just going to go by
ahead.
feel. So it opens, what I'm feeling is it opens
on top.
all the way out, open,
All the
like
way
a...
up, so that the foot just sort of
Like a
sits
sandwich.
down into it. Exactly. Like a sandwich. It just sort of sits right down, and it just sort of zips right up.
Oh my god, and I think it's even got laces.
It has laces, so you
That is
can loosen
fantastic.
it, and it looks good. And usually it zips up good. Here we go.
Oh, how neat.
Yeah, so it just makes it nice.
And who doesn't, I'm a little bit on the wild side for colors and stuff, so who doesn't want to be, like, you want to feel good, you want to look good. I want my shoes to look good. If my shoes, this might sound funny, if my shoes look good, I feel like they look good, I'm happy.
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
That's
like to have
very
your...
big thing. We all want that, though. We all want to, you know, when we have shoes that we know look good, and we're going to feel good, and we're going to want to wear them more, no matter who we are.
Now, for me, everything is about feel. I need to feel the ground, and I know I've done some trial and error over the years. Is there shoes that will even allow me having some support, but I can still feel where I'm going? I like to feel my terrain. Oh, I'm on the grass. Oh, this is rocky. Is that a thing? Is there a shoe that does that?
There are some. We've got one. It's a little bit lower, but you can feel the ground underneath. It's not really high. So you've got the cushioning, you've got the support from the shoe, but you can also, you know, feel the ground on it.
And that means I can get where I need to go with,
Exactly.
with minimal injuries. So do you have anything a little on the wild side? I'm a little wild, so if I wanted wild shoes, is this something I could actually find?
We have some that have come with sparkles all over, really blitzed out and everything like that.
Oh, that's amazing, because at least I want to think I can run fast. Like, even if I might not actually or get around fast, I want to feel a little bit like a superhero. This has been amazing, and I think it's time for me to replace my shoes, so I will be doing that shortly. So for everybody that's watching, you might want to check out those shoes. And thank you so much, Harvey and Donna, for giving us a little bit of insight into how a shoe fits and how we can feel better and get around better.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Produced by Honeycut Studios. Host Bobbi Janzen. Accessibility consultant Sierra Roth. Narrator Charlene Young. Special thanks to Brainsport. Integrated Describe Video Consultant Em Williams. Content Development Specialist Jim Crisco. Supervising Producer Jennifer Johnson. Manager Programming Lisanne Gagne. Director Content Development and Production Kara Nye. VP Content Development and Operations John Melville. President and CEO David Arrington. Copyright 2023 Accessible Media Inc.
An AMI original production.